Imagine you are standing in an aisle. To your left, 30 brands of pasta sauce. To your right, 40 variations of toothpaste. Behind you, a digital screen flickering with thousands of movie titles you could stream right now. We were told that this abundance, was the ultimate goal of human progress. We were told that freedom is synonymous with choice, that the more options we have, the more free we are, and therefore the more happy we must be. But as you stand there staring at the labels, you don't feel powerful. You feel a strange, creeping heaviness in your chest, a paralysis. Your brain starts to itch with a silent question. Which one is the best one? And if I choose the wrong one, will I have wasted my life? Welcome to the paradox of choice. Today, we aren't just talking about grocery stores. We are talking about the soul. We are talking about why, in an age where you can be anything, go anywhere and love anyone, we feel more stuck, more anxious, and more dissatisfied than any generation before us. We are going to explore the philosophy of the unlived life and find out why the infinite scroll is destroying our ability to find peace. The myth of the right choice. The logic of modern capitalism is simple. Choice equals freedom. But psychologists, most notably Barry Schwartz, discovered something counterintuitive. There is a threshold. Up to a certain point, choice is indeed good. Having two options is better than having none. Having five is better than two. But then we hit the tipping point. When the number of choices becomes too much, three things happen to the human psyche. Analysis paralysis. We become so overwhelmed by the labor of comparing options that we choose nothing. Opportunity cost. Every time you say yes to one thing, you are saying no to 1,000 others. The more options there are, the more no's you have to process. You aren't thinking about the sauce you bought, you're thinking about the 19 sauces you left behind. The escalation of expectation. This is the most dangerous one. If there is only one type of jeans in the world and they fit poorly, you blame the world. But if there are 1,000 types of jeans and the ones you buy fit poorly, you blame yourself. The paradox is that perfection becomes the baseline. When options are infinite, good enough is no longer acceptable. We search for the optimal, and in doing so, we kill our capacity for gratitude. Kierkegaard and the dizziness of freedom. Long before the internet, the Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard described this feeling perfectly. He called it angst or dread. He famously said, "Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom." Imagine standing on the edge of a high cliff. The fear you feel isn't just the fear of falling. It's the realization that you could throw yourself off. It's the sheer weight of your own agency. In the modern world, we are constantly standing on that cliff. We are dizzy because the traditional scripts of life have been torn up. Centuries ago, your life was largely decided for you. You did what your parents did, you lived where you were born, you married within your village. Today, you are the architect, the builder, and the critic of your own life. This sounds like a dream, but philosophically, it is a nightmare of responsibility. If your life isn't perfect, it's because you made the wrong choice. This is the heavy burden of the self-made identity. We are exhausted not from working, but from deciding. The ghost of the unlived life. There is a famous metaphor in Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar. She describes a green fig tree where every branch represents a different future. One is a happy home, another is a brilliant career, another is a life of travel. She sits at the crotch of the tree, starving to death, because she cannot choose which fig to eat. She wants them all, and while she sits there, the figs begin to rot and fall to the ground at her feet. This is the hidden tragedy of the paradox of choice. We are so afraid of losing the other lives we could have led that we fail to live the one we are actually in. Every time you choose a career, you kill the musician you could have been, or the doctor, or the nomad. In a world of infinite choice, we are constantly mourning these ghost lives. We check our ex's Instagram, We look at LinkedIn profiles of people in different industries, and we wonder, is that fig sweeter than the one I'm holding? We have become a society of maximizers, people who want the absolute best rather than satisficers, people who can be content with great. The digital mirage. Nowhere is this paradox more painful than in our relationships. Dating apps have turned the human soul into a commodity in an infinite catalog. Why commit to the person sitting across from you with all their human flaws and complexities when a potentially better person is just a swipe away? We have replaced depth with breadth. We have replaced commitment with optionality. But here's the spiritual truth. Meaning is found in the closing of doors. You cannot have a deep relationship if you keep one eye on the exit. You cannot master a craft if you are always looking for a pivot. Choice, while it feels like power, is actually a form of fragmentation. It scatters our attention across 1,000 maybes instead of a single yes. So how do we escape? How do we find peace in a world that refuses to stop offering us more? The answer is counterintuitive. We must learn to love our limits. Voluntary constraints. The greatest artists know that a blank canvas is terrifying, but a canvas with a border is an invitation. Set rules for yourself. Limit your time on social media. Limit your shopping options. Choose the best 3 things and ignore the rest. The good enough revolution. We must kill the maximizer inside us. Happiness is not finding the best pasta sauce. It's enjoying the meal with people you love. If the choice you made meets your needs, stop looking at the alternatives. Commitment as freedom. True freedom isn't the ability to choose. It's the ability to commit to a choice and find depth within it. As the philosopher E.F. Schumacher said, small is beautiful. In a Zen garden, every stone is placed with intention. There aren't 1,000 stones. There are exactly enough. When you narrow your focus, the world becomes infinitely deeper. A single book read 3 times is more transformative than 20 books skimmed once. The world will never stop trying to sell you a better version of your life. The algorithm will never stop suggesting a better video. The grocery store will never stop adding aisles. The paradox will always be there, but you don't have to be a victim of it. The most radical thing you can do in the 21st century is to look at your life, your flawed, limited, singular life, and say, this is enough. Stop looking at the other figs on the tree. Pick one, bite into it, savor it. Because the only life that is truly wrong is the one you never fully inhabit because you were too busy looking for a better one. The choice is yours. But remember, the most important choice you will ever make is to stop choosing and start living.